imagination. But today I want to tell you the truth. There is no difference whatsoever between the two. It's difficult to believe it. We have defined reality in a different way. It's all imagination. The whole creation is imagination. But we have a definition of reality that if we cannot see how we are imagining, if we cannot see any other way of checking reality except by an experience we are having, and the experience is generating objects and subjects which are creating that experience, and the only way to check is against one sense perception and another, we define reality as that. If you really examine, we do the same thing when we are sleeping and dreaming. In the dream, you say, is it a dream or not? You say, no, it's real, I can see, I can touch, I can smell, and I can ask other people, is it real dream or are we real? They all say we are real. And you wake up, none was real. It's all imaginary. This world, and all worlds are created the same way. A dream was a conscious phenomenon, created by consciousness. This is also being created by consciousness. This is possible if you discover what is the core. What is the core from where all this is happening? It's your own conscious self, from where it is happening. So when we see reality outside, and we say it's real, because it looks real, it behaves real, it is created as real, we take it as real. There's no other definitions we have. Reality is completely relative. Relative to the state or level of awakening we have. We are awakened to the physical wakefulness today, and dream is not real for us. We go to dream state, that is real. We have also, some of us, many of us have had experience where we had a dream within a dream. In the second dream, we wake up into the first dream, we say, oh, that was not real, and the second is real. When we wake up into the physical reality, both are unreal. When we awaken to the next higher level of total wakefulness of the astral plane, this is just no more than a dream. If we keep on awakening up like that, what happens at the end? We find there was only one consciousness. You withdraw your attention scientifically, by scientific principles, and you go become unaware, which is possible. We have seen it all the time. You put your attention on one thing, you become unaware of other things. This capability we have of controlling what we are aware of is the secret of all creation. That we become aware of something, that becomes created, that becomes our experience. The grandest illusion we have is that when we have an experience of something, we do not think the experience is real, we think the things that are creating that experience are real. That's the grand illusion. We create an experience, no matter how small or how big, and we ascribe that experience to the objects that occur in that experience. It could be objects that are alive or objects that are not alive. We share our own life with the objects that are alive. People say if there is one consciousness, how come it was divided among so many? How come we are all, who is dreaming out of us? We are hundreds of people sitting here. Who is dreaming? Are we all dreaming? Are we all collectively dreaming? Supposing you go into sleep state and have a dream, and 100, 200 people sitting there, and we ask this question, who is dreaming? Who out of all those is dreaming? Do you know the answer to it? Wherever the self is felt, wherever a character in the dream experiences the self and watches others, that alone wakes up and is the dreamer. Is it true at all levels of creation? If you wake up to the next state, the one who wakes up will discover that all others were part of the dream, and only one was the dreamer. This can go right up to the top where you discover the totality of consciousness as the only dreamer. Now I am not suggesting to you some theoretical model that has been set up to explain creation. I am suggesting something to you that people have experimented with it, and they have found the same results. They have not found different results. They found the same results, that when you are able to withdraw your attention to yourself, and no other goal, no other point to be fixed, there's no place to go to, you'll find this is not your form. Like in the dream, that was not your form. You woke up in a sleeping form that woke up. You go to higher state, you sleep, you wake up from another sleeping state with a different form. And you keep on waking up. Eventually, you are the one who, through these sequences of dreams, through these creations, is so much better able to appreciate the power, beauty, joy, bliss of being that one. That's the grand purpose of the entire creation. As yet, if we say, why did we create pain and suffering? Why did we create so much misery and terror? At least in the physical world, we see so much terror. In dream world, we see nightmares. Why did we create so much negative experiences? The answer is simple. That all conscious experiences we have are in pairs of opposites. That if we don't have one, the other, it disappears actually. The very nature of this conscious ability that we have works in pairs of opposites. Therefore, these experiences that we are having in different levels create opposites. And yet, in our own oneness, in our own totality, there's no opposite. So how do we create an opposite where there's no opposite at all? We create through this great power of consciousness to create a reality which is the opposite. A reality of duality, a reality of pairs of opposites. The entire creation of the physical world and world below that and the world above that, the astral world of sensory perception, the causal world of the mental perceptions, these are all created as pairs of opposites, all of them. Right up to the top of the mind, we can't think of anything except in opposites. And above that, there are no opposites. So to create a world of opposites, we were able to achieve an opposite of the world of no opposites and experience that also. It's very, even in terms of rationality, it makes sense that if there was no opposite, how could consciousness experience itself? It's experienced by creating an opposite of that, which is a world of opposites. It's so perfectly matched. If you examine the whole creation in its totality, it's perfect. You will not be able to find. If you were given a task, see the whole of this creation and tell us where we can improve it, you can spend all your time and come back and say, there's nothing I can do. It's so perfect. If you see part of it, any part of it, it's imperfect. When you look at a part, it is imperfect. When you look at the whole, it's perfect. I gave example of the picture of my master, great master. I said, it looks perfect when I see it. It's a beautiful picture. Suddenly, I just see one, and it makes sense to me. I cut it into pieces and put all the pieces into this on this table, and I can go on seeing them over and over again, 1,000 times. I'll never see the picture. And I believe the ultimate truth, which will explain all other truths even, is the realization of your own identity as that totality of consciousness, as that oneness, and all things that happen from there. This is within your reach as human beings. This is within your reach when you have the power of free will, an experience of free will that enables you to seek. And when you seek, you find. No matter what you seek anything, and you keep on seeking, you'll find it. If you give up, you won't find. But if you keep on seeking, you'll find no matter what. That's the nature of our ability to seek. It's a very powerful ability. And therefore, you will use your power to seek, and whatever you were seeking, you will get.